We're back, people, and today we're bringing on film on the Miami Dolphins defense. They had a very inconsistent day versus the Ravens. They tried to come out, play their cover zero, aggressive downhill style defense, but the Ravens came out with a great game plan. Didn't get behind on first and second down like they did last year against the Dolphins when the Ravens faced off. Lamar struggled heavily against that cover zero look. They had no answer for it, but they came out right away, made them play. And when you play that style of defense, sometimes teams are going to get big plays on you because it puts the DBs in tough spots if you don't get to the quarterback right away with your blitzes. And that gave up multiple big touchdowns, and they switched to a bend but don't break style defense, and Lamar was picking them apart there too. He was outstanding in this game, so you got to give credit to Lamar Jackson. But the Dolphins defense did make big plays when it mattered, especially in the fourth quarter when the offense was going off. And yeah, we'll break down this first play right now. This is one of the biggest plays in the game. Fourth quarter, 10 minutes left. Look at Zach Sealer on this play. It's 3rd and 2. This two-play sequence right here. Look at him scrape over the top. He recognizes what's happening here from the pulling O-lineman and fullback. This is a high-level defensive play. The motioning fullback, O-line pulls over the top. Sealer works all the way down the line of scrimmage to make this tackle. And good job by the rest of the defense flowing, getting to the ball. But Sealer in the 4-eye. This is a play he should never make over at this side of the field. They motion the fullback, get his momentum. 65 also pulls. So instead of following through, knowing he's not going to have the speed to make the play with Lamar Jackson, he scrapes over the top. This is a high football IQ play. Really good stuff. Keeps his eyes on Lamar Jackson. Good job by Wilkins holding at the point of the attack here, not getting pushed back too far. And then good work from Holland, taking away the inside gap. Jones shooting down, taking away this outside lane for Lamar, and everything gets muddied up. And then Sealer makes this tackle right before the line again. And then this forces 4th and 1. They're down 14 at this point, and then the Ravens go for this, and this really shifts momentum in the game for them, especially on the defense side of the ball. So really high level play from Sealer. Love everyone flowing to the ball, getting there. Good team defense from everyone on this play. That play led to this 4th and 1, which was a huge momentum change in the game. Right, you get the ball near midfield, and this led to that Tyreek Hill touchdown, the first one. And this play really starts with Duke Riley versus the QB power from the Ravens, pulling to this side. Running back leads to here with the motioning tight end as well. And Riley sets the edge versus this running back. Look at the power at the point of attack. Also, good job from Roberts getting low, penetrating to the backfield off of this. So really good team defense, and then everyone swarms to the ball on Lamar. So Duke Riley stops this play in the track. No way Lamar is going to bounce this out to the outside. Eguavon is going to scrape over the top if that happens too. So he forces Lamar back to the inside, makes him run into his own guy, and Roberts penetrates in the backfield, gets low, holds Lamar, and then everyone swarm to him. 5 guys there at the point of attack. Really good play from the Dolphins defense. Really switched their momentum and had them playing better for the rest of this game. Ravens clearly came out with a plan to beat cover zero. This is like the first 3rd down and long situation. Lamar just reads the corner blitz, gets the ball out to his playmaker. Quick decision, good job processing what's happening. They know this is what they're doing, and the Dolphins are not trying to bluff anything. They also bring Likely in on this motion to bring an extra blocker into the backfield to give Lamar even more time, and just makes a quick decision. He sees the corner trying to blitz. So good overall play from the Ravens there. Good quick read by Lamar. Dolphins adjusted to this later in the game and started playing a little bit better in cover zero, but it took them a while to get there because they gave up multiple big plays to Bateman when trying to play cover 0 and cover 1. Dolphins were really good in short yardage situations all game, especially versus the run. This is just an outstanding play by Wilkins here. This is like 2nd and 1 right here. It ends up getting them down to 4th and 1. They get it with a QB sneak to Andrews. But just watch Wilkins on this play. Quick swim move. Great lateral agility and explosiveness off the line here. Watch this. Look at Wilkins. First step to left, feels the leverage of the alignment going to the inside, beats him with that quick swim, throws him off balance. Great feel for the game there. And you can just see the explosiveness, the lower body flexion that he has for a guy of his size. Then gets low around the fullback, bends around him to hook the running back around the legs. And then Roberts comes in and finishes the guy off. Amazing play by Wilkins there. He's been very, very good for them, especially the past year. And since then, just all-around good player. Brandon Jones struggled a little more in this game than he did week 1, but he was put in a tough matchup. He had to cover man-to-man versus Mark Andrews a lot in this game, and when he did, he pretty much lost those reps. But this was his best play, getting him motioning around the field against Likely, and he just shows off the closing speed, recognizes what's happening, beats the block at the point of attack, and then takes a good angle, readjusts that angle right here to beat this block. He recognizes what's happening, sees the blockers, the receivers out here going to block the 2 DBs, so he adjusts that angle, gets his eyes back to the quarterback, sees it, and then flattens around the block and gets this tackle on Likely to minimize this gain. Zach Sealer is just one of the most underrated players in the league. He's an absolute stud versus the run, makes these plays consistently. Look how quickly he penetrates into the backfield, uses the O-lineman's momentum against him. Watch this. Feels the O-lineman shooting out hard, just takes a sidestep, does the same thing Wilkins pretty much did, basically throws him to the ground, and then uses that hand to like the back of the O-lineman to get momentum on the inside, uses that right hand to block off, sort of dips that shoulder so he reduces his surface area so he can't get blocked, penetrate, create this, and then stop. Linebackers shoot through the open holes to help him at the point of attack, and then they stop this run. This was 2nd and 1. They end up forcing them to, they fumble the snap on 4th and 1, so they get this stop here. This could have been a touchdown, so they erase 7 points off the board. Very good job bending but not breaking. They were amazing, as I said earlier, in these short yardage situations. Dolphins running cover 0 again, and this is where cover 0 can hurt you. It can create these big plays for the offenses. Puts Howard in a very tough position here. They motion Duvernay across. They end up bumping this down. Kohu follows Duvernay, puts X in a late man-to-man situation versus Bateman. No help, and they just get this big, long touchdown. We'll go back, watch this again here. Look at Howard. He's late to the man-to-man, so he's late to get press. So he's already in a tough position here. He opens up his gate too early. Bateman is a good route runner. He knows how to set up his releases. He's a very precise, nuanced player. Gives that hard stab, like a diamond release to the outside. It gets X'd all turned around on the slant. And instead of center field turning, he tries to flip his hips back around. Lamar hits him right in stride. Doesn't slow down at all. And you have no safety help over the top. So this slant turns into a 75-yard touchdown right after the Dolphins scored. This is what's going to happen when you play cover 0. This is why the Dolphins switched their approach up in this game. And they still gave up touchdowns, but later in the 4th, they finally started to figure out what the Ravens were doing and minimized the scoring at that point. Dolphins started to run cover 3, and then they just started attacking the seams with Mark Andrews. This is where the Ravens already excelled at before this game. We knew that they kind of struggled against cover 0 the first time we played them, so we tried to come with that approach again, but they were ready for it. And then Dolphins tried to go back into their cover 3, which they do when they're not in cover 0 a lot. And the Ravens, Andrews really excels going down the seams, just straight up out of this tight alignment. Takes a perfect angle, perfect timing throw from Andrews. And there's just very difficult for our DBs to stop in this situation. Crossan had to struggled a little bit in this game, but when you're in this spot, it's very difficult to make a play on this ball. And Lamar can't really throw it much better than that. Holland, even from this point, is straight in the middle of the field, and they're throwing to the boundary. But he reads this and is able to get over there. He's just a tad bit late at the point of attack, tries to get a hit. And then this leads to the 1-yard touchdown, which they end up scoring because he was down at the 1. Could have been a better play overall, but it is what it is. Defensive backs were put in tough positions in this game in cover 0. And then when they went to bend but don't break, playing more of those deep zones, the Ravens attacked the weaknesses of those zones, attacking straight down the seams versus the cover 3. Keon Crossan played a decent amount, especially in the first half. On the outside, he struggled a decent amount in this game, especially when targeted. Then they brought in Kader Kohu, who played most of the snaps in the second half. I'll make a separate Kader Kohu vid tomorrow because that is my guy, and he was very good again in this game. He was one of the best defenders on the field for the Dolphins. He's been one of the best defenders through 2 weeks for them. So we got Crossan here. They're playing cover 3 again, rotate down into a cover 3 buzz. Safety buzzes down to here. Holland rotates to middle of the field, and Crossan follows the post. They're running a post wheel concept. He needs to stay patient, allow the post to go to the middle of the field to Holland. Needs to pass this off, and he's late, and then likely sneaks in behind him to his zone here, and they get a big play out of it. Lamar was in his bag with these reads. Really good job reading the deep third corner here. And this was just another great call for them. Had Andrews running the outside number 1 receiver going in the post. The corner follows that. You hit the wheel right behind it. The timing's all there. And then this is likely his first career catch, and you can just see he's a very good after the catch tight end, very good lower body flexion, change of direction type player. So yeah, Crossan struggled. I mean, he's a young guy. I wasn't really expecting him to play too well anyways. You know, we need Byron Jones needs to come back. The Dolphins need that bad. Byron Jones going there, Needham going to the slot, and then Kohu can be your 4th dime DB because he's played really well and has earned a role for this defense. And then guys like Crossan are good depth pieces, but they're kind of struggling, especially in these zone coverages. They know how to attack. The Ravens just had great play calls, especially offensively. Another touchdown, this time to Demarcus Robinson. Just good timing from them. Needham is in a tough spot here. They're in cover 1. The help is to the inside, so he wants to keep this outside leverage, but Holland is kind of cheating to this side of the field to help towards Andrews. And Needham opens up those hips, doesn't want to give all that space up to the outside. We'll go back, watch this a little more slowly here. I mean, they're in a bunch. This is a tough spot for him to be in. He can't press because Howard's press, you don't want to be lined up and get picked. So he tries to stay to the outside. But once he does this, once he opens that hip, the gate's right there, he gives up that inside track, and it just allows all this separation. Holland's positioning is too far to the boundary for him to help on this play. Wouldn't really blame Holland. He's trying to double to Andrews. That was sort of his job there. Didn't want to give up Andrews another big play in the red zone. And it just puts Needham in a tough spot. Really want to see, Holland hasn't had too many opportunities to make plays through 2 weeks. He's been solid, but when you're playing deep free safety in cover 1, cover 3, and then blitzing on cover 0s, you don't get an opportunity to make too many big plays because sometimes the offense can just completely ignore you and you're just the deep back guy, last line of defense. But Needham put in a tough spot here. Doesn't make a good play, obviously. And the Dolphins make him pay for just another good play call by the Ravens. Honestly, I thought this play was the nail in the coffin for the Dolphins. And this is just a tough position. I mean, Roberts is really the only player who has a chance to make a play. This is the big Lamar Jackson touchdown. They motion over. Kohu is following the motion, so he's in man-to-man. They're playing cover 1, the 3rd and short. Ogba gets double-teamed to this side. They block him down, so he's moved out of this. And a good job by Ricard here, 42, coming off. Roberts tries to get around him, but that just creates this big gap to get downhill. Holland has no chance to make a play. Roberts has to stay to the inside of this block because Holland is the outside force defender, and Roberts just over pursues and gives up this cutback lane for Lamar Jackson. He's the only player that can really make a play on this, and Lamar, the most explosive QB with the ball in his hands. Howard almost catches him, but it didn't really matter. I thought the game was pretty much over at this point. They were down 3 touchdowns, 4th quarter. Definitely good resilience. The biggest thing is after this, the Dolphins defense really stepped up. Only gave up a few more points, I think, on the field goal. And yeah, just good overall resilience out of the team, both offense and defensively. Okay, so right after that big Lamar Jackson touchdown, they had that big 4th down stop that I showed earlier, the first 2 clips in this video. And then now this is the next drive after that. Really good job. First down, first play. Resetting the line of scrimmage by Wilkins and Phillips there. And then everyone else rallies to the ball. So good job. First the pitch, come to their side. Phillips sets the edge. Wilkins shoots upfield. Forces the running back to cut back to the inside. Wilkins comes off his block. Gets the tackle. Ingram's ready for cutback. Sealer's there too. Phillips gets in on the tackle. So really good job. Forces the second and long. And then Dolphins go into cover 0 the next play. They finally make a good play on cover 0. This could have been a game changer. Howard at the bottom. Sits on the route. Look how fast he closes. He was ready for this. This is really what they've been trying to get all game with this look. Have Lamar Jackson get the ball out quickly. And look, Howard gains no depth. Good transition. Now look at his body lean here. Sticks that left foot in the ground. Gets downhill. Points the hips. The closing speed. And X catches that ball 99 out of 100 times usually because he's very good in that situation. But this could have been a pick 6 to tie the game. Didn't end up mattering, but Very good play from X in cover 0. This is finally what the Dolphins were trying to do all game. Just didn't get into the ideal opportunities to play cover 0. This is where you wanted it, like 2nd and 12. Force Lamar to get the ball out quickly on those one-step reads. Nothing too crazy, just quick outs, things like that. And then have your DBs get downhill and make a play at the catch point. Now you're in 3rd and long. This ends up being a holding on this play, but it's incomplete anyways. But just watch Phillips. Look at the explosiveness off the ball. The tackle has to just tackle him, get to the ground. Ends up getting holding, forces Lamar from the pocket. And then they throw off script. He misses it to Likely, who probably should have caught it. But it wouldn't have mattered because it was holding on the play. So really good work. Just watch Phillips. He's the big disruptor on this play. Love to see that because he had made too big of an impact yet through 2 weeks. I still expect him to be a big-time player for the Dolphins. Just shoots off the ball. 65, laid out of his stance. You can just see the explosiveness, the first step, and then gets basically hooked here by the tackle. So really good job here, forcing Lamar to escape the pocket and drawing the holding penalty. This is like the second to last defensive drive. Ravens, at this point the game's tied. This is where they hold him to a field goal with the next 3 plays here. Really good job by Melvin Ingram. He's been a solid player for the Dolphins since he joined. Getting upfield, initiating contact with the fullback, and then getting off of it. We can see it better from this angle. Just shoots up, takes on Ricard at the point of attack, low leverage, hands straight into the chest, then creates separation by extending, comes off, locates the running back, creates this tackle for loss. Everyone rallies to help him there. Really good job by Ingram. This forces them to go into 2nd and long after this play, after they started driving down the field, so this was a good momentum stopper on the drive. Now, when they get into 2nd and long, Dolphins go back into their cover 0. They really stuck with this. When they got to 2nd and 3rd long, they wanted to get this. They just didn't get that many opportunities throughout the game. This time, the Ravens, instead of going a quick out, just try to throw a little kind of screen concept, have the other receivers block. But the Dolphins, everyone rallies downhill. This is the whole point of their cover 0 look. They read the QB's eyes in cover 0. They're kind of different. They're not just up on the line of scrimmage. Everyone's lined up, about 7-8 yards off the ball. They don't want to allow anything to get behind them. They want the quarterback to make a quick throw and then get downfield, either get plays at the point of attack or everyone rally, make the catch. Good job. Even Wilkins gets out from lined up right here on the inside. So really good work by the Dolphins on this play. Last clip that I'm going to show. Dolphins stuck with cover 0 again on the 3rd and long. Ravens would try to tag in multiple different ways. This time they try to go deep on the 3rd and long. And this is a low percentage pass. It's a tough pass to make. Versus man-to-man coverage, you're under pressure. You have to get the ball out quickly, so the timing is off too. Lamar throwing off his back foot, just tries to float away from the coverage, get it off, throw it to Andrews. Rose not even in the greatest position, but he recovers, gets back into the hip pocket. The only way this completed is with a perfect pass, and I just love that the Dolphins stuck with their guns, cover 0 late in the game, stuck with what they're comfortable with, and they got in those ideal situations to use the cover 0 concept that they love so much. By stopping them on 1st down run. Very good job by Melvin Ingram. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.